Welcome to Scorched and a general reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon and Ascendant for the month of October. Hope you're well. I'm using the Hush Tarot today for you. Here it is. So let's have a look and see what is going on with you at the moment, Cancer. Can I have 3 cards for Cancer, please? Ooh, there's the first one, Knight of Pentacles. I like that for you. Current energy for Cancer, please. Ooh. Queen of Cups. That's your queen. In fact, it is you. Right there you are, showing up really authentically. I like it. And can I have 1 card for what's coming towards Cancer, please? Oh, there it is. 10 of Swords in reverse. That's intriguing. Intriguing. So, at the bottom of the deck, we've got Temperance, and I like this for you. It's a card of Sagittarius, followed by the Ace of Swords. And I would positively guess at this point that you've had a series of realizations recently. And something about these realizations has put you into a state of some equilibrium, actually, where it's been a little bit wobbly, right, of late. It's kind of like you've got an insight into yourself, and there's this healing that's occurring off the back of this without you actually really having to actively participate in it so much. It's almost like your brain's catching up with where your emotions are at, is what it feels like, actually. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Lost Forest to clarify. I'll just give these a little shuffle. A little bit of a waft as well, actually. So, let's have a look and see where this Knight of Pentacles is here for you. Oh, got Justice. That's the Knight of Pentacles. Ooh, and the 10 of Wands. What's the Queen of Cups? Ooh, we've got the Page of Pentacles with the Queen of Cups. And whatever that is. It is the Queen of Swords. This meeting of heart and mind that's going on with you at the moment, I really like this, Cancer. I like it a lot. Tell me about this 10 of Swords in reverse, please. Just constantly need to know about this 10 of Swords in reverse. Amazing. We've got the 5 of Wands in reverse, and we've also got the Empress, which is Taurian Libra energy. Got the Ace of Swords at the bottom of this deck as well, right? These new insights, the way that you see things very clearly now. Interestingly enough, directly underneath that, we've got the Queen of Wands, which means you've got 3 queens knocking around in your energy at the moment. And these might well be different aspects of you. They could be people that are around you, but I feel like it's not really that. I feel like it's you tapping into resources that you have that maybe you've already or always known that you've had, but for some reason you haven't accessed before in the way that you are doing now. So the very first card for your recent past is the Knight of Pentacles, and it feels to me like you've had your head down and you have been working at something, Cancer. Now I don't know what it is. It could be to do with work because it is Pentacles, right? But there's a slow, steady, methodical pace about what it is that you've been doing. And this is really important for you because last year you were kind of approaching emotional burnout. And this time everything seems so much more measured about your energy, right? Everything that you're doing, it's well thought out, it's well planned. And you know, you might be flying by the seat of your pants somewhere along the line, but it's not the same sort of manic energy that you had last year. Like everything seems like it's kind of tipping along on a level now that is manageable for you, and that is so important because a lot of your energy was getting wasted by being so scattered and trying to do too many things at once. It seems like you've kind of identified the things that are really important, and you're working only on those. You're not allowing yourself to get too distracted either side of it. Underneath that, we've got Justice and the 10 of Wands, and I feel like this speaks to exactly what I was just saying there, because the Justice card speaks about equilibrium, pulling things into balance, and with the 10 of Wands being a card of burden, a card of excess responsibility, and a card of things just being too fucking hard, it feels like you've pulled it all in for yourself, right? Your energy is being dispersed in the right way now. It's targeted, it's focused, and whilst it may not still yet be perfect, it is immeasurably improved, right? It's fantastic. I love this for you. Now, in your current energy, we've got the Queen of Cups, and that is you, Cancer, right? So you're showing up here very strong, right there. And queens are, by definition, well, they are receptive energy, right? And water is receptive energy too. So the Queen of Cups is doubly receptive, right? She takes everything in, sometimes to a fault, and that is an issue with you. Right? You take too much in, but she also gives out a lot, right? You're in kind of a really good emotional place at the moment. You are supported by those people that you want in your life. You are able in some way to allow a bit of time and effort and energy towards those people that you care about too, and everything is just kind of functioning. I can't get over how different your energy is now compared to where it was, even just at the beginning of this year, but particularly from last year. I do get a sense as well that you're being a little bit more careful about where you're, well, I'm kind of restating it, you're a little bit more careful about where you're expending your emotional energy. Right? Your emotional energy kind of went on everything last year, but it feels like you've been able to, in some way, compartmentalize the energies. So when you've got your business head on, you've got your business head on, or you're at work head on. You're not letting the emotions come into that too much. But when it is things that are emotionally important to you, they are getting your full attention too, right? Then we've got the Page of Earth and we've got the Queen of Swords down here. And this is really useful because this is where we start talking about how you are tapping into different elements, right? The Queen of Swords is Libra energy, and she is, well, in some ways, she's actually pretty ruthless, but she's got a good business mind on her, right? A very sharp intellect here, and she's very good at sorting the wheat from the chaff. And maybe in your environment, I don't know why I get the feeling, there has been a bit of sorting the wheat from the chaff in terms of the quality of the people that you spend time around. I don't know where this is coming from, but I'm just going to kind of roll with it. It seems like you're employing discernment about the people that you choose to spend time with in the first place, but also what it is that you divulge to those people who are around you, right? Because Cancer, I feel like sometimes you wheel between, being like retreating into your shell, like clamming up really, really close, and then sometimes just like kind of oversharing, because once you start talking, it all just comes out in a lump and you just kind of dump it on people. And then you kick yourself afterwards because you're like, I shouldn't have told them that. It feels like you kind of got this really, really good balance going. And your judgment and your discernment at the moment is kind of, it's on point. Like not only that, but your intuition is on fire at the moment. Or on water, however you want to put it. Like, you're getting a lot of really, really strong intuitive nudges in terms of the people that you can trust and the people that you can rely on, right? And you are amending the way that you allow your energy to go out into the world accordingly, rather than, like I said, just kind of letting it go anywhere at any point. Discernment is the order of the day. The Queen of Swords is very much talking about discernment, but the Queen of Cups is talking about that intuitive kind of knowing about things. And you don't know why you know things, you just know things. Sometimes you don't know quite why you feel uncomfortable about a particular situation, but you do, and you're kind of holding back on it a little bit, just letting it play out and see how it goes. This Page of Earth says to me that there's, not that it's exactly a new way for you to conduct yourself, but it's becoming a more established way for you to conduct yourself, right? It's coming in the way that you're expressing it at the moment, new this year. But it's something that you're working on. I feel like there's an increased awareness of your own personal value that is helping you along with this a little bit. It's helping you keep the boundaries in the right place and all that sort of thing. But I see this little creature down here, look, and I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but he's got what appears to be, an illuminated acorn there, right? And this could be a number of things, but it is your effort, it is your emotional capacity, right? It's your spoons, if you will. It's what you are going what you have to give to the world. Now, when you plant that, it's going to grow this massive fucking tree that's absolutely amazing. It's probably going to be, adorned with all sorts of cool stuff. Maybe just like this tree here, which you can't really see because it's silhouetted. But this feels like, excuse me, I've been doing videos all day and my voice is starting to go now. It does feel like it is the first step in a journey where you are prioritizing things differently to the way that you have before, right? You're getting an increasing sense of your own value, of your own importance in your life, actually, because Cancer is, as a sign, is somewhat characterized by your willingness to go above and beyond for everyone. In fact, it's how you show your love and care and affection is by being of service to people. Now, where the discernment is coming in is you being able to pick and choose in a way that you haven't been able to do before who is worthy of what it is that you have to offer. Principally because you know you have something to offer now and you know that it is something of value. But not everybody gets it. Not everybody's entitled to it. And you're starting to work out, sorting the wheat from the chaff, who these people are. Now, what's coming towards you in October is interesting because it's the Ten of Swords in reverse. Now, I quite like the Ten of Swords when I see it. I know it's not a comfortable card, but it does indicate an end to something in some way, right? All the tens talk about completion. Shut that window. Right? Numerologically speaking, tens speak of completion. So the Ten of Swords indicates, it can indicate all sorts of difficult situations like humiliation and betrayal and all that kind of thing. But it does indicate an end to those things. Sometimes it could be because you hit rock bottom, frankly, and then from there the only way is to really go up from that. But it's come out in the reverse for you. And when cards are reversed, sometimes they can mean the exact opposite of what they mean in the upright. Sometimes they can talk of delays, and sometimes they can talk about, blocks to this energy. I'm just trying to work out which from all of the things that I've said I feel like it is for you. I'm going to move to the clarifiers and tell you what I see here, and then hopefully it'll all start to tie together a little bit, because the first clarifier that you've got is the Five of Wands, also in the reverse. Now this way round, it talks about conflict. It talks about, at its least damaging point, it talks about competition, at least. Right round to, conflict, potentially even physical conflict in some sort of way. Notice we've got this volcano erupting, right? It's a venting of difficult energy in one way or another. But I like the fact that it's come out in the reverse for you, because that talks, I think, the most stabilizing thing that you can do to a five, which is a card that talks about any kind of five, in fact, that talks about instability and disruption, is to invert it, because then you are stabilizing that thing, whatever it is, right? So there are conflicts here that you are choosing not to engage with, perhaps where you might have done before, right? For some of you, the last 18 months has been a bit of an emotional roller coaster, and there has been a significant amount of drama associated with that. Now, what it feels like is this is you kind of employing this discernment, getting a clearer idea of your priorities, and seeing that the ways in which conflict has arisen, not only have you kind of been a part of it, played an active part in it, but that actually it's a complete waste of your fucking energy. Right? It just is, because it doesn't really get you anywhere, and you're starting to see this now. You're starting to see where people have used you for what they could get out of you, and you're not really playing that game anymore. So where there is conflict, you're stepping away from it, because you're like, it's not my circus, not my monkeys. I don't care about this anymore, because my priorities are the ones that I set that are important for me and the people that I care about, right? Discernment. Just want to say, with that Ace of Swords, you definitely see this change in your mindset about things. And then we've got the Empress, which is all about fertility and abundance. Like, you are focused on your own abundance now, right? You're not trying to kind of And for some of you, kind of force other people to be abundant with you, and it's quite clear that actually it's just really bad for you. You know, this is setting yourself front and center. And like I said, I don't feel like you've ever really done it this way before, but you're kind of liking the way that it goes. The Empress, like I said, is Taurus or Libran energy, just like this Queen here. That's really funny. I hadn't even really thought about this card when I was talking about the Page of Earth here, but what I'm seeing is a progression, right? From you with your solitary little acorn, right? That's full of your self-worth and your value and what you have to offer the world, planted and bedecked with all sorts of, you know, incredible lights and things like that. It was kind of what I was seeing in my head. I'd obviously subconsciously twigged it before I'd even started talking there about that, right? But this is what I see. I see you planning for the future, right? I see you being very aware, very self-aware, but also aware of everything else around you. Like I said, your intuition is on point at the moment. But while you're allowing a little bit of yourself to consider all of this stuff around you, right? Your goals, your focus, it's all on where you're going, where you are going, Cancer, not where everybody else is going, not where anybody else wants you to go. Now, how does this fit in with the Ten of Swords in reverse? I feel like I need to pull another card to explore it. I should just say here as well, this feels like you walking the walk as well as talking the talk here, right? The Queen of Wands is a card of action. She's got drive. You know, she gets things done, much like the Queen of Swords gets things done too, right? This is you tapping into different things, right? You've got intellect and you've got drive, you've got passion, and you are focusing all of those, you know, aspects of yourself that you are tapping into now, into this, your plan, your goal for the future. Wow. Tell me about this Ten of Swords in reverse. Why is this here? Fuck. Just flew right down there. Oh, we've got the Magician. Ten of Swords in reverse, please. Oh, and there's the final Queen. The Queen of Earth is out. Right. This is interesting. Like, I understand what these cards are saying, but I'm still not really any closer to working out why this Ten of Swords is here. I get another deck. I get the Wild Unknown, because I feel like there's just something missing here to connect all the threads. Why is this Ten of Swords in reverse? Oh, a number of cards here. We have got the Four of Swords, we've got Justice, ooh, we've got the High Priestess, exactly everything that I was just saying. Holy shit. Right. You see, to all intents and purposes, what appears to be going on here is an end to lots of things, right? There's an old version of you that's kind of falling by the wayside, and a new one is stepping in and stepping up to create the life that you want for yourself, right? One that puts your needs first. But in the reverse, this is something not ending, or this is a delay on an ending in some way. Like, it could be that there's still something from a situation that you find yourself in that still has value for you to extricate somewhere, and so you're not prepared to let it just die off altogether yet. There's more here for you. But what is it? See, we have this Eight of Swords and it's in reverse, right? You're not trapping yourself in your own mind anymore, right? You're very active. We've got this Queen here, right? That was the final Queen that you needed. You've got a full complement of queens now. And this one talks about looking after yourself. She's my self-care queen, right? She understands the value of what she presents to the world, and she makes no apologies for putting herself first. To wit, She's not going to allow herself to get stuck into limited thought patterns or limiting behaviours, right? She's got a goal, she's got a focus, and she knows that in order to reach that, she needs to make sure she's in the best shape she can possibly be. But we have this Magician and the Two of Wands here. Now, it could be that what you've done is you stepped away from some sort of significant situation in your life, and maybe you were kind of hoping that it was going to die down, right? This is kind of what I'm thinking. It's maybe like a little bit of a sort of a ghosting sort of situation here, right? There's something that is difficult, right? There's something that really should end, but it's not quite ending yet for whatever reason. And I can only assume that the reason is that there's something more to learn from this, right? And maybe this is something that you are picking up intuitively, right? You might try and let it go. You might try and let it kind of die off quietly, but it doesn't feel like it's going quietly, right? We've got that High Priestess, we've got Justice, and we've got the Four of Swords here. It feels like your intuition is telling you that despite your best efforts to try and move away from something, you're not really throwing yourself into it wholeheartedly, because there's something still waiting for you to learn from it, right? At that point, you will be able to break away and you will be able to go and do something else. But it's interesting that we've got the Magician and the Two of Wands here. The Two of Wands is crossroads energy, right? It feels like you're approaching the crossroads, but you are not there yet. And that is why the situation isn't ending. You've got the capacity for great magic. I'm fucking High Priestess and the Magician, that's as within, so without, you know, that as above, so below. That's really, really powerful. Masculine and feminine energy going on here. It's like you're harnessing all the things in your power. And the only thing that's left is this tiny, tiny little lesson from what hasn't died yet, what you've been trying to kind of walk away from, but not really wholeheartedly. Because once you hit this crossroads, once you find out what it is about this situation that you need to work out, that's when you get to turn your back on it altogether. And this will be the start of a very, very strong new cycle for you, right? One where all of this tentative work that you've done, putting yourself first, and you kind of started small, but you're working up to it and it's actually going well. You're kind of going with it at the moment, where it is so embedded that it doesn't occur to you again in future to put yourself into this kind of situation again, right? Ooh, this is interesting. Right, so I'm going to leave it here. If this has resonated with you at all, Cancer, I love it if you would like the video or consider subscribing or something like that. If you're interested in looking into this a little bit deeper, I'm going to go over to Vimeo now. There should be a link in the description box just down here. And click that. That will take you over to Vimeo. But if this is where we part ways, then that's all cool. Best of luck with what you've got going on here. Like you've done really well. Like, take a second to be impressed with how far you've come, because this has taken work and it's bearing fruit for you now. Like, your energy is really peaceful, or at least a lot more peaceful than it was, and this is ace. So take care, know that I love you all, and I'll see you very soon.